All right, Cowboy Nation, we lose, but we won the last game, the final game, 8-8. Record is the Dallas Cowboys 2019 record. This has been a disappointing season, especially if you look at the total picture of our quote-unquote talent level. And there's so many people that would say, well, you know, the Cowboys really don't have the talent. And that's what poor coaching would do. Poor coaching will make you second guess your talent, basically. But neither here nor there. The Dallas Cowboys, I think personally what they would do with Jason Garrett, I don't think that they will fire him. If you look at his total collective records, he only had one losing season. One. Not two or three, only one. And of course, his contract is up. I know a lot of people going to look at that side of the picture, and it's hard to see the picture when you are in the frame. But neither here nor there. When you look at the total picture, you will say, well, you know, the Jets would love to have that record. The Cleveland Browns would love to have that record. The Cincinnati Bengals and beyond. But we are the America's team, and I go back and back and back and back and forward and saying this right here. Jerry Jones didn't pick an average construction worker to build his $3.2 billion playpen, his stadium. He didn't pick an average construction worker to build his $3.5 billion workout facility. However, he allows an average coach to run and operate his particular team. And this is America's team. Most of us who can remember been fans of the Dallas Cowboys before Jerry Jones acquired the Dallas Cowboys. But we will go back and say, well, Dak Prescott is trash. We'll go back and say, well, Ezekiel Elliott is a shell of himself. Amari Cooper, although he played through the injuries, he's not worth any grains of salt, right? We will say that it's the players. However, there are players that used to play under Jason Garrett will say different. They say, hey, you're wasting our talent. The TOs of the words, the Patrick Craytons. No, although Patrick Crayton is not a dog, but he is an ex-player for the Dallas Cowboys who spoke out against Jason Garrett, DeMarcus Ware, DeMarco Murray. Oh, the list goes on. Dez Bryant. There's more and more players, even Bryce Butler, for, you know, if his opinion counts or what have you. However, Grandma was right. Not everybody's lying on you. You see, so somewhere lies the truth, you know, and in reality, I think, like I said before, we are in purgatory, neither heaven nor hell. We are stuck in the middle place. That's just the reality of it. I don't know what Jerry Jones and company will do, going to do, or going to try to do, what have you. It's just one of those things. We expect crazy situations to happen. Kellen Moore, believe it or not, he's been I guess a glowing aspect for this offense. Number one offense as it relates to total yards. Horrible as it relates to red zone opportunities. But people, Cowboy Nation, we got to understand that there were going to be growing pains. You expect a rookie to walk in here and say, well, hey, I'm going to walk on water. I'm going to take this team to the promised land. It was never going to happen. Jerry Jones and his total mindset got to understand that. He should have understood that from the jump. Just like I will say with Jason Garrett. They hired Jason Garrett, who never been proven, never won anything as it relates from a collegiate level or as it relates from a professional level. And I do know that the people are going to say, well, hey, did Bill Belichick win games? Did he play in the NFL? No. But what I'm saying is that Bill Belichick can pull from resources and say, hey, this is what I learned from this guy. And that is what I learned from this guy. The problem is with the Dallas Cowboys, and I will say this to my grave, we continue to pacify and appease this Jason Garrett guy and thinking that he's going to all of a sudden get these things together. It is what it is. I just don't believe that Jerry Jones will fire his son. Now, although his contract is up, I don't think that he had the cojones to give him the walking papers. Unless everybody in the Dallas area revolt, in a sense, and say, well, this is not what we're paying. That's the only way to hurt Jerry Jones. But the problem is, on the flip side of it, in that stadium that he built all of that money on, the city pay a higher property taxes there. He finagled his way to have college games there, boxing games, monster truck driving, all of those other things there. So the man is making his money regardless. He's a billionaire extraordinaire. He's also a guy that can say, hey, the moon is made of cheese. Hey, purchase this jet, get up there and have as much cheese as you want. And there's still people buying and supporting and putting up money to buy that jet. When we get there, we will say, hey, Jerry, you lied. That's the salesman. That is what salesmen do. They sell you a chance and an opportunity to feel and believe that these are the things that's happening. Just like when the snow is yellow and say, hey, there's just new flavor, try a piece of it. Or just like when there's water down your back, there's water down your back and he's pissing on you. And he say, that's just rain. That's what salesmen do. I wish I can cut it up in different ways, but I can't. That's the reality of it, Cowboy Nation. And we've been sold a bill of goods for a long time. Egos are big. Egos are always in the face of the Dallas Cowboys. There's no other owner that's going to be out there doing these interviews. As old and gray as Jerry Jones is, opposed to Jason Garrett, still believing in Jerry. You know, Jason Garrett, as old and gray as he is, you would think that this man should just be sitting back, and his son too. They should just be sitting back and putting this money that they got, all of that lavish dollars that they got, all of that remuneration that they occur, to let somebody else run and control this operation. But no, those egos are big. They want to say, this is what I have done. We are the Joneses. At this point, I don't know no other family members last name Jones that I'm very proud of at this point. Boy, I'm telling you, egos are crazy. But we will look at this and we will say to ourselves, maybe next year, they're going to sell us some more bill of goods. They're in the game of selling, and we're in the game of buying. And that's just how it goes from here, Cowboy Nation. I wish that I could change this thing around, but I can't. And although we won our last game, and although we made it just above, right at 500, just below 500, we made it right there to this marker. 8-8 is our name, and 8-8 is our battle cry. I want Cowboys fans and beyond to understand this. Those convinced against their will is of the same opinion. But insanity is also continue to doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. It's been 10 years. I don't think that Dak Prescott been playing for this team for 10 years, nor Ezekiel Elliott or Amari Cooper. But we've seen the exact same thing going on and on and on. But Jerry Jones, within 10 years, in these last 10 years, his feelings and his loss is not the same feeling that we have. I tell you, and I challenge anybody to say otherwise. Within these last 10 years, Jerry Jones, a little bit before the 10 years, because we can go all the way back to the 25th. It's been 25 years that we can say this. He's been inducted to the NFL Hall of Fame. That's a major accomplishment. He built a $3.2 billion stadium. He built a $3.5 billion workout facility. He bought a yacht, and he bought a helicopter. So if you guys feeling, I don't know about what you guys been doing in the last 25 years, but I guarantee you, I put my bottom dollar on it. it's not has been as blissful and wonderful as Jerry Wayne Jones is. Let that sink in. We're upset. He's not. He can go back to that yacht. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out.